All right, we are live. Hey guys, I'm KLM1187 here, and I am joined by a very special guest today. His name is KylePrecise.
Hello.
KylePrecise has been playing a lot of Tetris lately. He is going to be our subject matter expert of the month here to help us, call the race for you guys. We have 6 entrants here tonight. So I don't know. Do you want to go ahead and introduce our competitors here today?
Yeah, sure, I'll start. So the first competitor we have here, looks like he's in the top left corner of your screen, is one of my oldest friends in the speedrunning community. The most important thing you need to know about Victros is he has a bird cam on his stream. He loves birds. He's an accomplished Mega Man speedrunner, but he also has a long-standing love for Tetris. And his level 15 PB is a 5:03. Level 15 is pretty fast. His level 9 PB is a 5:35, but both of those very respectable times. I guess we should start out by saying that the world record for this category is 3 minutes 1 second for 100 lines. So Vic is doing well, and he's also won the Retro Games race twice. He won for a beloved game from my childhood, Darkwing Duck, and Magical Quest, starring Mickey Mouse. So good luck, Victor.
Love that game too.
Who's next, KLM?
So next we can introduce Mollyman22. Mollyman is also a 2-time RGR winner. He won 2 in a row, actually. He won Chippendale, and he won Wario's Woods, which was the other puzzle game that we did here. So he is going to be one to watch during this competition. He currently has a 5-minute flat level 15 start, 100 lines PB. He also is rocking a 5:25 level 9 PB. So he would definitely be someone to watch here for this one.
Definitely looking forward to seeing the Mollyman Victress rivalry, since those times are pretty close.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll introduce our next one. It's our other 2-time winner here and defending RGR champion. His name is Hey Billy Mays here. But wait, there's always more. Billy Mays is he's been with us for quite some time now. Again, he has won 2 races here before. He has an unknown PB in this category, but he knows how this format works. So he's our defending champion. Like I said, he won the Contra race last month. He also won Journey to Silius a couple months back as well. So he's always someone to watch during our competition. So.
Nice.
And then, yeah, if you want to talk about maybe our next one, it's our new runner for us here, but he does have some awesome Tetris experience.
Ah, yes, PMYA. So PMYA is a serious Tetris runner, like very serious, as you might notice from the fact that he's playing on level 19. From the fact that on his score screen, he's got a 777,000 at level, topping out at level 27. PMYA he's a serious Tetris player, but most serious Tetris players are playing for Tetrises. They're playing for high scores. That's not necessarily the best strategy for 100 lines, because if you top out in 100 lines, then you start back over at line 0. So it'll be interesting to see how PMYA adapts to this category. But he's definitely got some Tetris skills, and I'm definitely looking forward to how he moves those pieces. And one more note about PMYA I just learned today. He is the world record holder for Wordtris 9-letter word.
Wow.
He is the silver medalist for Wordtris 25 words. Although that's on something called children's difficulty, so I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think as we all know, for us speedrunners, any world record is a good one. It means you're the best at whatever game that you're playing, even if it's made for children. Vic just will tell you all about that too. Yeah, you can see right here he's on level 19 here. You can see just how fast those pieces move and how quick he's able to kind of maneuver those around. So looking forward to see what he can do here with us too. We'll go into our next competitor here today. His name is Magic K1. He has raced with us a few times here for RGR. He's a great speedrunner. He just recently competed in the Big 20 as well, so he knows how to learn games fast. He has played this game in the past. He has said it's been a while for himself. He has an unknown PB at this time, but he's definitely played the game before. He said it wouldn't take him too long to de-rust, so we'll keep an eye on him as well. Nice to have him back with us too. And then rounding out our competitors is speedrunning veteran Mr. Cab 55.
Woo!
Shoutouts to Mr. Cab. Mr. Cab has
Let's go Mets!
Mr. Cab has a 5:32 level 9 start PB on speedrun.com. Mr. Cab, I can't remember. I think he's told me he's in the top 10 now for most games run out of anybody on speedrun.com. So shoutouts to Mr. Cab. Shoutouts to all these guys. So I'm gonna put their links here. So make sure you give all these guys a follow today. They're gonna give us some hot Tetris action today. So, Mr. Cab's reporting in chat that he just improved his PB by 3 seconds. So good for him. All right. Any other words that you wanted to say here, Mr. Precise, before we get started?
It is an honor to be here commentating my first retro games racing race. Y'all have really built something special over the past year, and I'm excited to have a game that y'all are playing that I know a little something about.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely nice to commentate with you again. We've done some commentary, the two of us, in the past. It's always a good time. Just for real quick, for those of you guys who don't know what we do here, we race a game once a month. We have just a little over a week to learn, and then we race it each month. The winner gets to pick 3 games that they've never speedrun before, and then the community, all you guys vote on those games, and then we pick a winner, and then just go every month. And this is going to be our 18th time doing this, so this is really cool. If you're interested in joining, there's our link to our Discord. Join up. All people are welcome. We want new speedrunners, people who are thinking about doing it. They're not sure how to get into it. This is perfect for you guys. Experienced speedrunners who want to just learn something new every month. We welcome everybody. So make sure you join us in Discord if you're interested in what we do. So, but yeah, without further ado, I think we'll go ahead and get into the action here. Let's just make sure our guys are ready. And then we will get started up here. Alright, we're gonna get the countdown and SRL going here. I'll count it down from 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Woo! Alright, so basically what's going to happen is it's going to be the first person who gets 3 total victories in these 100-line races, so we'll keep track of the victories as we go, and the first person to reach 10 total will be this month's winner.
Okay. So the first thing that we're going to notice is what level people are starting at. And you can see we have an 18 level spread between the person at the lowest level and the person at the highest level. We've got Billy Mays at level 0, and you can see how slowly those pieces fall, although he can push down to speed the pieces. And then PMYA is playing at level 18. This is the level that the pros play at in competitive Tetris. The pieces fall very, very quickly, but because they fall very quickly, if you can handle it, you can make those lines a lot faster.
Yeah, for sure. You can just see
playing at level 5. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, you can just see the difference between the two. So here we have on the screen right now, there's 2 level 9s, 1 level 5, and then we got PMYA who's at the level 18, and you can just see the difference. It's pretty cool, actually.
Is just flying through. Vic's playing on level 5 because he likes the color scheme, and I can't blame him for that. Level 15 has the same color scheme, and I love playing just regular Tetris on level 15. Yeah. And then everyone else,
well, note about Victress as well is he's actually colorblind too, so it's important for him to pick a color scheme that's actually going to work for him as well.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he actually, when we did our Wario's Woods race, he used I believe a ROM hack that changed the colors of the pieces in there, so he was actually able to compete in that one. So.
And then Molly and Cab level 9, which is the level I remember playing on when I got good as a kid. Level 9 was level 9's fast enough to, you know, it's that nice mix of you got some time to think, but the pieces aren't really. Normally the piece gets down about the time you're ready to make your decision.
Right. So let's see. Let's get a quick kind of recap. So it looks like PMYA is in the lead, which makes sense because he's playing on the fastest kind of speeds here. But it looks like Molly, Mr. Cab, and Victress are all pretty close. Billy Mays and Magic K both started on level 1. It looked like, or level 0, excuse me. So you can see just how the difference in how much longer it takes for them to get to those line totals.
Right, and so if you start at level 0, then you'll get 10 lines on level 0, and then 10 lines on each ensuing level. If you start on level, you'll get, well, nobody's starting on level 1, so that doesn't matter. Vic started on level 5, he'll get 50 lines on level 5, and then it will advance for 10 lines to level 6, 10 lines to level 7. Those who are starting on level 9, they get 99 lines on level 9. So if they don't top out, their 100th line will be on level. But that's how the progression is determined in this game.
So can you also talk, so it looks like if you notice on Victress' stream, so he's setting up his, they call it the well, which is where you want your Tetrises to line up. They set them up on the right side. Is there a particular reason why they do that?
Right. So, because of the way that the pieces spawn on the screen, it's a 10-column. Wait, moment of doubt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah. It doesn't. It looks wider, but it's 10-column wide screen. And because of the way the pieces spawn, when your stack gets high, and you need to get stuff over to one side or the other very quickly, it is. You've got more wiggle room getting things to the right than to the left.
So I'm actually I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but it looks like we have our first person to finish. PMYA is finished. He gets his 100 lines in at an SRL time of 4 minutes and 7 seconds. That is just incredible work there. And it looks like Mr. Cab isn't too far behind. He's at 85.
Yeah, but let's get a second place.
Yeah, so Mr. Cab and then Mollyman and Victress are coming up here. But wow, that's pretty impressive.
So generally, you want a well. You want some place where you can drop off to get a Tetris. You just want to keep so when you get that eye piece, you can drop a Tetris for maximum points. Also, that's going to be best for 100 lines, and I'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's on the right because, again, as your stack gets higher, especially at the higher speeds, you've got more wiggle room to move things to the right than to the left.
Makes sense, yeah. Alright, so Mr. Cab is 4 lines away from finishing his. I'm not sure what happened with Mollyman. It looks like he might have topped out and restarted here, because he's back down to 11.
Alright, and there you can see, after that, on that 100th line, it switched to level 10. So
I see, yeah. And the Mr. Cab's coming in second place with a SRL time of 5 minutes and 44 seconds. That is an incredible time as well. I feel like anything under 6 minutes is considered a pretty decent time in this.
Yeah, I think so. Especially at these the slower.
I guess
because you might think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You might think, why not just push down all the time? Well, when you're pushing down, as anyone who's played sliding Mega knows, that's interfering with your left and right movement. If you're worrying about that too. Speed that's falling about as fast as you can handle, where you don't have to push down, is nice. Because the other thing about pushing down, anyone who hasn't played NES Tetris in a long time might not know this, but as soon as those pieces touch the ground, they kind of stick in place. It's not like modern Tetris where you have about 5 seconds to rotate the piece how you want it.
Right.
So you need to make sure it's where you want it before it lands.
I feel like too, like especially in like a setting like this where you know you don't get to keep resetting until you get like a good setup or whatever. Like you're kind of victim to what the pieces that you're getting. Like, do you know like as far as like the RNG goes, as far as like the pieces that you get, it seems to be pretty evenly distributed. But I'm sure there's times where you could go stretches without getting the piece that you need, and it's really gonna change the way you're gonna have to play.
Right. So, the longest reported eyepiece drought that I've read or heard about is from a runner named Buko, one of the Tetris greats. And he says that he had an 81-piece drought once. So he got an eyepiece, and then it was 81 more pieces until he got another. And the reason that happens is because, to simplify things, basically, each piece is an independent event. So, like, you might get any of the 7 pieces, and then the next piece might be any of the 7 pieces. There is a slight protection built in against repeating pieces. That's less likely to happen. But it's very different from modern Tetris. In modern Tetris, you are guaranteed to get every piece within a very short span. So you can count, you can rely on those pieces. And when you combine that with the fact that modern Tetrises frequently have a hold capability where you can save a piece for later, it makes it a very different game. So you're absolutely right. In NES Tetris, you are completely at the whim of the RNG, and there's no guarantee that you're ever gonna get another eyepiece. Like,
That's scary.
You're gonna take breath.
That's scary, yeah, because if you're doing PB attempts, you know, you can just, if you're not getting the pieces you need and you don't like it, you just reset and start over again. It's just a couple of minutes, yeah, but for here, it's just, yeah, it's a different atmosphere for sure, so it'll be interesting to see how our players kind of adjust to the fact that, you know, if I'm not getting the pieces I need, you might have to, you know, what do they call it, you knock down the stacks a little bit with some other pieces, just try to keep it low enough to manageable, so, Well, yeah, we did have. I just wanted to report we did have Victress, who finished in 3rd place for that one with a time of 6:21, which is going to end our first cycle. So PMYA comes in at 1st place, wins our first cycle here. So we're gonna get SRL cleaned up, and then we're gonna start again here in just a minute.
Very good. So I know that this is over when somebody wins 3. But do you want to make sure that we have a 1st, 2nd, 3rd for everyone, like so that people know they should keep playing for a little while, even after somebody has done? Yeah,
I think that's a good call. We can we'll keep track of it, and maybe we can, once we get like a, you know, what was I gonna say, like a top 3, then we can kind of move on to the next one. Is that what you were getting at?
Yeah. Or yeah.
That sounds good. All right, so yep, it looks like we got SRL cleaned up. Everyone's entering back in, so we can get our rematch set up. Well, it'll be interesting to see. So you know, obviously PMYA is playing at a much higher speed, but just like we were kind of talking about too, like with that also, like if he's not getting the pieces that he needs, I know he's played enough to where he can manage it, but there's also, I'm sure, could come a situation where he just has no other choice but to kind of just top out and start over. Is that pretty fair to say?
Yeah, there are ways to keep your stack down even if you're not getting the eyepiece, but good players top out very early.
Yeah.
Frequently, so it'll be interesting to see how level 18 works for him, because since he normally doesn't play this category, since he's normally just playing, like, he really wants to line up Tetrises, and it's gonna be hard for him to resist that conditioning, and he might get himself halfway up the screen. And on level 18, once you get halfway up the screen, it's very difficult to move over to the sides.
It seems like it, yeah. And then even just for myself, like, you know, just kind of messing around with it really quickly, like if there is any more than like 3 like lines stacked high, like I cannot manage that speed at all. So
yeah.
But also, like, with this format too, you know, knowing that, you know, you're, you know, maybe like someone else that already has 2 victories and you need to, you know, kind of catch up here. Like, it'll be interesting to see if maybe someone like Victress, who has played on level 15 before, might decide to try that out to get a victory in, so.
I was thinking the same thing, yeah. Yeah, do you know what PM's time was for that? What time he won with?
I was a 4:07.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, Mr. Cab was second place with a 5:44, and then Victress came in third that cycle with a 6:21.
Okay. So Molly and Vic both have PBs for level 15 starts, and they're a little less than a minute away from the time PM is.
Yeah. All right, so
Vic is suggesting that the winner should turn off the next preview.
yeah, there are progressive handicaps for each person that wins. It's kind of like that too. All right, but it looks like everyone is ready. We're gonna start our second cycle here. So,
Okay.
let's see. So it looks like Mr. Cab's starting level 9. Victress is going to continue on level 5. Mollyman's coming back to level 9, and it appears that PMYA is going to continue with this level 18 play. And our other competitors look like they'll be continuing on their level 0 starts. So again, that's the beauty of our races here. Like, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, how much you know about the game, or even how much you've gotten to learn, or kind of progress with the game. You're still able to participate here. We love teaching, learning with each other, and so again, like, everyone's welcome. So if you guys are interested in joining our races and what we do, just make sure you join us over in Discord here.
So Vic and Cab are both building very high. They're already over halfway up the screen. Vic had a very clean stack, and he just got a Tetris, and he's going to be fine. Cab is getting really high now, and he's going to be fine, but he is going to be taking a lot of singles and doubles because the stack isn't that clean. But he's done the burner effectively, and now he's got his stack low, which is very good. But I just want to talk about why they're building so high. Every time that you clear a line in this game, the screen flashes for 2/5 of a second. So if you think about whether you want to get singles, doubles, or triples, that 2/5 of a second is the same. Ooh, okay, so PMYA does top out at 19 lines.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, yeah, and he's actually
rocket blast.
So interesting. So I don't know if he knows this. I'll let him know in SRL. But he could have very well just started another cycle and even had a chance to win this too. But he has decided to forfeit for that cycle. So we'll have a new winner for this one for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too worried about him. He'll get another opportunity. And like you're saying, he could restart after he. Okay, so it's anybody's game now.
Yeah, for sure. So again, we'll keep an eye on Mollyman, Victress, and Mr. Cab. Looks like will be our top 3 here.
So even though they're not going for score, even though they're just going for a number of lines, it's still, from a speedrunning perspective, you would like to get all, because you're minimizing the number of 2/5 of a second line clear animations. However,
right, that's interesting enough too. Yeah, that's right. So every time a line clears, whether it's 1 or 4, it does take that amount of time to clear the lines before you're able to continue. Yeah, so ideally, doing the math out, if you're clearing 4 lines at a time rather than 1, you're saving, 0.2 seconds for each line, basically.
Yeah. However, let's see, 2/5 would be 0.4 seconds.
Right.
However, there is a difference in strategy between Tetris for points and 100 lines, because in Tetris for points, let's say you get a dirty stack and you have to, or you get a stack that's too high, and so you have to. It looks like Billy Mays is about to.
Billy Mays is looks like Billy Mays is topping out here as well. So
he is fighting all the way to the end.
Yeah, he has also decided to forfeit as well. So we got 4 competitors left for this one.
So, because the level advances after a certain number of lines, and eventually the levels get so fast, it's very hard to move pieces, and only the very, very best players can move pieces. Some at those very high levels. You don't want the levels to advance. You don't want to be getting a bunch of singles and have the level advanced before you can score the Tetris. Those are the levels you can play. So what that means is, if you're playing for points, you want to skim as few lines as possible when you're burning down to get. But in 100 lines, you would love to burn 3 lines if you can't get a Tetris, because a triple is going to save more time than a single. A single. So it's a different strategy, and that's part of why I was interested to see how PMY handles it.
So right now, a quick update. So Mr. Cab's at 82 lines, Mollyman 72, Victor 66, and Magic K is coming up with 43. So we'll keep an eye on those guys and see who's able to finish this one out first. But yeah, I mean, just like, I guess the old commentator's curse holds true. Sorry, PMY, but yeah, you could see very well. So, you know, did not get a favorable piece layout, so, and unfortunately topped out there.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to try level 18 the next time they have access to NES Tetris.
So Mr. Cab's just got a few lines left here. We'll see if he's able to come in first and finish this one out.
Oh man, did you see that where he laid the
See,
piece and kept things clean?
That's the cool thing about it too, is like just from this week alone I've learned so much about Tetris that I'm like, I would never think to put that piece that way. It just doesn't make sense in your brain, but once you see it happen, you're like, oh crap, that makes perfect sense.
Right?
Alright, so Mr. Cab, shout out to Mr. Cab. Mr. Cab has finished in first place for this cycle with a 5:43. It's actually his personal best SRL time. Oh, excuse me, 5:26. His previous personal best was 5:43 from the race prior. So, GG to Mr. Cab.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh man, Magic's screen. I just saw an eyepiece come down and I was like, why is that eyepiece only 3 blocks high? And then I got his screen in 16:9 aspect ratio.
Alright, and then so these other two guys finished up really quick here. So we got Mollem in second place with a 5:43. Victor's coming in third place with a 6:11. It's 10 seconds faster than his previous one, so good for him. Good job for these guys.
Vic gets extra points because on his screen he's got a little timer that is the same font as Tetris.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, he has. He really stepped up his visual layout for this one.
If you guys have only played or watch streamers that run like Mega Man and other platformers and whatnot, take a look at some Tetris streams sometime because people go crazy with their stream layout. Since the only part that you really need to see is this little rectangular box with a black background, so you'll get people, they're dropping pieces and they got an overlay, they're dropping pieces in the ocean. Like, it's crazy.
Also for that too is like, most of them that I've noticed also have their own kind of music thing going on too, because I'm sure after, you know, hundreds and thousands of hours of Tetris, the basic 3 songs they give you probably get a little stale after a while, no matter how good they are. So. Alright, so it looks like, yep, we got our top 3 here. So it looks like Magic K is going to top out and forfeit as well. So we're going to start our 3rd cycle here as soon as we get cleaned up. So what do you think? What do you think so far? What do you think of our competitors here? Like, how are you feeling about everything?
Well, I think I knew Mr. Cab was a monster at Dr. Mario. Yeah. I don't know how much transfer there is between those 2 games, but I had no idea he could play Tetris, and this is very exciting.
Yeah.
Like, what did you say? What did you say? He was top 10 for most games on Speedrun.com?
Yeah. So he's been around for quite some time. He has played a bunch of games.
PM is doing what I was hoping he was doing, which is to try and play at his highest, because he does have a definite advantage on everybody, but he's playing a dangerous game at level 18.
For sure, yeah. And it was just kind of, just like I was talking about right before that one started, is, you know, at those kind of speeds, if you don't get the setup that you need or you're looking for, it's very easy for it to kind of just go south, and, or I guess in this case, go north, and top out at the end there. You're welcome. I'll be here for the next couple of hours, hopefully.
Were you able to make any observations, or were you too busy?
Yeah, I mean, so
professional streamer.
Yeah. Well, shout outs to Tubes first for giving us the information for this transition. I don't forget what it's called, but it's really making a difference. It's really cool. But yeah, so far it's been really close. Even like our Billy and Magic K are still they're holding up on their level 0 starts. So again, that's what we're all about here. Just learning the games together, racing as a community at the end of the week. And yeah, just having fun with it. It doesn't really matter. Oh, actually, I was gonna say it doesn't really matter about winning or losing, but for this month it actually does. Only reason being is because we actually have a prize for our first place competitor. I did post it over in our Discord. However, I'm gonna post a link here in chat so you guys can check out. Shoutouts to the Bit Vault who made this special prize for our winner here today. So if you guys want to click on that link and check it out. That's exactly what the winner of our race today will be. He's been very generous, donated a few things for us to give away here. So
when KLM showed me that prize minutes before we went live, I tried to drop out of commentary and into the race. It's nice.
It is very nice, yeah. So shoutouts to Big Vault again. Yeah, much appreciated. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, I'm very impressed by all these guys so far. They're all playing really well. It's been really close. It's been really fun to watch, and yeah, looking forward to hopefully we'll have a few different winners so we can make this kind of go as long as possible here.
Yeah.
But it looks like PMYA now has a pretty clean setup here, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to finish this one out again.
Pretty clean setup. For now.
Is that, yeah. Again, at these speeds, it's so you can see how fast this is going here. It is easy for it to just kind of get out of hand really fast, but he's a professional. He's been doing this for a long time, it seems. It still makes me nervous though, just watching it. I'm just like, how's it?
Yeah, Vix makes me nervous if I just look at his screen after looking at PMYA's screen, and then I realize it's at level 5 speed, so he can go way high.
Yeah.
Pushing down as soon as he sees where he wants the piece to go. He's not losing as much time as he would if he would be losing a ton of time if he weren't pushing down.
Right. Yeah, and from my own personal experience, like I've gotten better times doing a level 0 start than I have at a faster time, just because.
Really?
Yeah, it's really hard to you try to see what piece is coming next and decide where you're gonna put it. But sometimes when it's like an unconventional setup here, it's really hard.
Oh, Mr. Cab with the center well. All right, so that's when you set up your well. Not on the right wall, not on the left wall, but somewhere in the middle. And those are tricky because you've generally learned certain skims to keep down the stack on the right and the left.
Yeah, speaking of center wells, it looks like Victress has some kind of
nice burn.
Unconventional setup here going on.
Vic reading the next box. He could have put that blue bar down there for a triple, but he saw the eyepiece was next, and so
he gets that. Is that what they call a dirty Tetris?
Yep. I mean, dirty Tetris on level 5. But a dirty Tetris is any Tetris where you're not at the bottom of the screen. And those getting increasingly risky as the speeds increase, since it gets so hard to move pieces as your stack gets higher. But Vic doing a nice job burning this down, because even at level 15 you do, or it will get unbearably high.
Yeah, it looks like Mr. Cab, Mollyman, and Victress all have
close.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like PMYA, has been able to kind of manage his setup here. So he's only got 15 lines to go. We'll see if he can keep it up. But yeah, Mollyman, Mr. Cab, and Victress are all pretty close to each other.
And Billy and Magic are close. It's just the level 0 starts are really hurting them because they're starting at level 0 and they're not. They're pushing down, but they're waiting a while to do so. That speed difference is really keeping them out of the top 3 for now.
For sure. So PMYA does keep it up. He is able to finish out here.
GG,
he
PMYA.
gets a SRL time of 4 minutes, 22 seconds. So GG to PMYA.
I was gonna say we should tell PMYA to keep playing after he gets to 100 lines so we can see some level 19, but then I realized if he's having to go into SRL and type .done, that's not giving him much time to. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
Play.
Mr. Cab is not too far off here from finishing as well. He's got only 8 lines to go. Well, 6 lines now. That's how quick he can clear them. So. And then we also have Mollyman and Victress. Actually, Mollyman's pretty close too here. I'll have to switch over to this one so we can kind of see the both of them here. It could be anyone, either Mollyman or Mr. Cab. Looks like who's going to finish it off first. It's really close. Looks like Mr. Cab just comes in. Woo! So that was close. So Mr. Cab does finish in second place with a 5:31. Mollyman just behind him at a 5:33. A 2-second difference between the second and third place there. Awesome.
And Vic was close, but I guess he got tied up doing a lot of singles at the time.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. And so that's interesting too. So when you get to, say you get to 90 lines, right? Like, you still want to keep the same strategy though, because for me personally, like when I've gotten to that point, like I'm just like, I need to clear just any lines I can at this point to get to 100. Does it make sense to do that, or should you just kind of stick to the plan of just getting those Tetris in?
Well, I mean, if you need one line, get it however you. If you need several lines and you start thinking, oh, I'll just take one line here, one line there, and you're not keeping your stack clean, that can be a problem.
Yeah.
Because once your stack isn't clean, your brain has to think, oh no, now you're not just thinking horizontally, you're thinking vertically now. Like where do I need to put this piece to clear a line? And what ends up happening, the way I get into trouble in Tetris, I pile on top of spaces, and then I can't find out where the line clear is.
All right.
It's tie and I top out. 99 lines, maybe.
Yeah, even in just my couple times playing here myself, you know, there's been a few times where I've topped out when I was over 90 lines because I just like panic and I'm like, I gotta clear them as fast as possible, and then all of a sudden it's just, yeah, it's a mess. So also when you get to 90, it goes up to level 9 too. Is that correct? When you get to line 90.
Are you talking about if you start on level 9?
Well, if you start on any level before 9, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, if you start on any level before 9, that might be right. It's either level at 9. That might be right.
I think it is, yeah.
It'd either be 9 or 8.
Yeah, but the difference. So, do you know like the different? Because I know like some of the levels have the same speeds.
Right. So.
But I know like from level 8 to 9, there is a speed increase. Is that correct?
So,
yeah.
I can find this out very quickly. So I could guess, or I could get an answer for the question.
Also, while you do that, I'll just give a quick recap for anyone just joining in. So we are doing a first to 3 cycles here. The first cycle was we had PMYA coming first, Mr. Cab second, Victress third place. The second cycle we had Mr. Cab finishing first, Mollyman second place, Victress third place. And the third cycle we just finished was PMYA again with first, Mr. Cab second, Mollyman third. So PMYA has 2 victories, Mr. Cab has 1. So that's where we're at so far here.
I'm glad you gave me time to look that up, because the answer was not what I would have said. So the speed increases every level until level 10.
I see.
Well, or until level 11. So once you get up into the double digits, 10 through 12 all have the same speed, 13 through 15 all have the same speed, 16 through 18, and then 19 through 28 all have the same speed. So if any of you ever watched the classic Tetris championships, or even the classic Tetris monthly community tournament, even, or main event, certainly each month, you will see players getting into the 20 levels, and it's the same speed. It's not getting progressively faster until you get to level 29, which used to be called the kill screen and still is the kill screen for most players because you just can't react. But there are even players who have a special method of playing called hyper tapping, which is kind of like mashing the D-pad, and they can actually get into the 30s.
That's incredible, yeah.
It's insane.
I can't even imagine any faster than that.
And the only other thing I wanted to say, Maze said earlier, he said that it makes him nervous when the music speeds up. So that's another reason to to not play with the in-game music.
Oh, interesting,
To
yeah.
get those extra nerves.
Right, yeah, so when it reaches a certain point at the top of the screen, they're stacked, the music does change and it gets progressively faster and more nerve-inducing. That's
Especially that
good.
level 3 music, you're not counting on the level 3 music being stressful. It's so peaceful otherwise. Are we playing? Is this?
Yes, we are going again, yeah.
And PMYA started at level 19?
Is that right? Oh, you know what? I think he might have topped out on the last one, so I think he just restarted. Because it looks like, yeah.
So, yeah, this is level 19. I remember.
Yeah, but he's just down to 3 lines now, so I think he had a restart there. I didn't see what happened there. Well,
and Cab and Molly very close again, closer even than last time I looked at it.
let's see. Yeah, so Mr. Cab's currently at 45, Mollyman
Molly's actually
44.
On the stream, I'm watching Molly's 10 seconds behind Cab, timer-wise, but they were tied for lines.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. The perils of you know, the multi-stream links.
Yeah, trying to stream 6 different streams at once.
Yeah, shoutouts to you know, like Speed Gaming and all those channels who just have these like perfectly synced up restreams. It's, you know, I haven't done many restreams myself, but you know, it's not as easy as they make it look. So shoutouts to those guys.
It's not.
So yeah, it looks like, I don't know if, I guess PMYA, maybe he had heard what I had said the last time, but so he hasn't forfeited out of SRL, so it looks like he's gonna try to still pull this one out here. But you can just see the difference here. I'm gonna show this.
Maybe he thought level 18 is not gonna be fast enough, so I'm gonna do level 19, which is faster.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show this scene right now here. So this one has PMYA and Magic K on. So PMYA is at a level 19, Magic K is at a level 2, so you could just see the difference between the speeds here. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, and wow. 27 lines. I haven't been able to get more than 33 lines at level 19 myself. I mean, I'm still relatively new to the game.
Right.
Pieces, if your stack even gets 1 row high, it can be hard to move pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
Without going into too much detail, basically, if you want to move a piece a long way, you need to be holding that direction on the D-pad before it spawns on the screen.
Oh,
otherwise you're
interesting.
gonna have to wait a long time for it to make its second move over. So that's why it's so hard to move things.
Oh, that's very cool. So we can see the difference between the stacks here. So Mr. Cab and Victor's both have kind of like some, I guess, not less than desirable stacks going on here with a lot of spaces in between.
A lot of holes. Yeah.
While as Mollyman here is completely
Molly looking
clean.
great.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on him. So he might actually be a favorite to pull this one out. It looks like PMYA, yeah. So he tried to get one going at level 19, but he decided to forfeit this cycle, which no problem there.
Really appreciate the effort there.
Yeah, and he's like, again, he's 2 victories up, so he can afford to kind of sit this one out and try again next time. But Mr. Cab and Mollyman are both getting close to the wire here.
Yeah. Alright, so Cab's got 513 and Molly's probably not going to catch.
Yeah, so it looks like Mr. Cab is going to finish this cycle in first place with an SRL time of 5 minutes 16 seconds. Which is, again, a personal best for Mr. Cab by 9 seconds. So, shoutouts to Mr. Cab there for pulling out the victory in this one. Mollyman is not far behind there. He finishes in second place with an SRL time of 5 minutes 28 seconds. So, awesome job there. Victor's is coming up to closing out his 100 lines here. He's got a little trouble going on here, but it looks like he should be able to manage this one through. Especially, you can see how kind of scary it gets really fast. If you kind of it only takes 1 piece here to put in the wrong spot to really kind of throw off your whole plan here.
There was a T piece there that would have gone nicely on the left, and it looked like he was going to move it to the left, and then he maybe thought, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it over there, and so he dropped it somewhere else.
Alright. Oh, well, Victress didn't enter in the SRL for that one, but it looked like he finished just about 6 minutes, 12 seconds-ish, so he'll take 3rd place in that cycle, so... GG to Victress. Alright.
That's the PMYA's scoreboard. Retro Games Racing J dependent. J dependency is that tempting thing where you shove a J block over on the left-hand side, and then the only thing that will go in there is another J block.
Same block.
Or an IV. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. He also reported in the SRL chat that he only topped out 3 times during that cycle, so... It is quite impressive, though, to see the differences in speeds here. But you can also see how close these guys are, too. You know, with Victress playing on level 5, he's not that far behind with the other guys playing on level 9. And even with, you know, PMY playing at the higher speed levels, like, you know, it's still not a guaranteed victory, too. So, while the top 3 have been close to the same people every time, but it's been different enough to keep it interesting, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I would love to see
also,
Mr. Cab is my man, but I would love to see Molly pull one of these out.
Yeah, I'm not counting him out because, like I said, he's won 2 races with us here before. Most notably the Wario's Woods race, which is another puzzle game, kind of similar in a way, but not really. But it's just in the fact that, you know, like, puzzle games for me personally are not my strong suit. Like, I struggle with them tremendously to do them fast, though I have a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely don't count out Mollyman for sure.
So weird playing puzzle games after playing platformers, because sure, there is RNG in platformers, but 99% of, say, a Mega Man game is executing the same moves every time.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
Tetris is a whole new thing.
Right. But, you know, Tetris is a game that I think for most of us, you know, we first played there on our Game Boys because it came with the Game Boy, and played it for hours. Never thought about, like, you know, trying to do it fast. You just wanted to, you know, survive as long as you could. And then once you first figured out what a Tetris was, that was like your only goal. Like, I need to get all these Tetrises all the time. So it's completely different doing it in this kind of format. So, but, well, it looks like we're readied up, so we're going to start our 5th cycle here. Again, quick recap, PMYA has won 2, Mr. Cab has won 2, so we'll keep an eye on those 2 guys here as we go. Also, shoutouts to Magic K really quick. I have been using his game audio the whole time, and he has been kind enough to switch up the music a couple times, so thank you for that. Whether it's intentional or not is much appreciated.
So 1 second after I complimented Mr. Cab on his nice tuck, he set up a J dependency.
he wanted to show it off. He wanted to. We were just talking about it, so he wanted to be nice enough to kind of give us all exactly what that looked like. So thank you, Mr. Cab.
Thank you, Mr. Cab.
All right, so we can see PMYA is starting on level 18 again. We got Mollyman and Mr. Cab both starting on level 9, Victress level 5, so that is all the same. Let's check out our other 2 guys as well, Billy Mays and Magic K, both starting level 0, which is, again, nothing wrong with that. That is certainly more my speed as well. Like I said, I've had my best times on a level 0 start, so...
PMYA had some holes in his stack early on, and it made me think that he's, like, the fact that he had holes in his stack made me think he was doing well, because it means he's adjusted to this category. If you were playing for points, you would avoid holes in your stack at any cost, even if it meant making your stack a little high. Oops. Good job there. That is a missed drop there. He's going to get out of it.
Yeah, he got lucky. Luckily, got that eyepiece to get out of there. Yeah.
What? There's 4 eye bars in a 10-block span. I mean, for every time that happens, there's time the opposite happens.
Yeah. Victress has a really clean stack going on here.
Vic has the cleanest stacks of anybody I've seen.
Yeah. So he's looking pretty good so far. Alternatively, I think let's see, is it Mr. Cab's stack is not looking as desirable, but he's shown here that he's well enough adjusted to the game where I don't think it should be a problem for him, especially at this speed. Mollyman as well has also been showing off some pretty clean stacking too. So
yeah, generally, if you get holes in your stack, the strategy is to avoid putting weight on those holes and try to clean them out by putting blocks on top of stacks that are solid all the way. And that's what Cap did, and he got out of that. He got out of it, except for that one little hole in the bottom left corner. You couldn't get rid of that one. But it's okay at this speed. It's okay. He's just gonna have to build a little higher. It's okay.
yeah, and we can see Magic K.
As you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Magic K stream really quick here. Oh, we got the hyper music now, but he's looking for one of those eyepieces to kind of knock his stack down here. He's just not getting it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
and he
gonna get out
almost
of it.
blocks the well, but he changed his mind at the last moment. Very good.
So we got a preview of what that hypertensive music sounds like too.
He's making really good decisions.
Yeah.
And so you do that at this level. And
Do you think it's a good idea, like when you're, do you think it's like when you're first learning the game, it's a good idea to start at those lower, like say like a level 0 and just kind of think more about like where to place them?
I mean, level 0 is a little excessive, I think, but certainly starting at a lower level theoretically is a good idea if you're going to practice. So basically, to succeed at a you have to know how to skim, which is the process of dropping pieces in your well, not for Tetrises that keep your stack low while you wait for the eyepiece. If you're gonna practice that on the lower levels, then by all means you should practice on the lower levels because they give you time to think. But what happens to me whenever I play on a low level is I build my stack all the way up to the top and do all sorts of stuff I would never do on the higher. It hasn't worked for me.
Yeah.
But yes, theoretically, if you can be smart about it, you definitely want to practice those trickier, non-intuitive moves on the lower speeds where you really have time to think about what's happening.
Yeah. Well, so there we have it. So PMY is going to finish first in this cycle. He had a little bit of trouble there earlier. Looked like it. Well, it looked scary to me, anyways. But I'm sure he knew exactly what he was doing. But he does finish in first place here with a time of 4 minutes 22 seconds. So he is going to win his third cycle, and he's going to win our competition here this week or this month. Excuse me.
GG PMYA. Looking forward to seeing you next month.
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, it was looking really scary there at one point. I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be able to get out of this one, but he showed just kind of, he's a master at this game. So
Can't wait to see how he handles TNC surf designs or whatever you guys end up playing for your April race.
So, rounding out the top 3 of this last cycle, Mr. Cab, 5 minutes, 11 seconds, another PB, SRL PB for him. Mollyman, 5 minutes, 22 seconds, increases his personal best as well. Victress is going to finish out as well with a sub 6, 5:47. Nice job. Nice job, guys. Billy and Magic K are still going strong here, so we'll keep eyes on them for a little bit. But yeah, GG to PMYA. Just shows just an incredible performance here. But the rest of the guys too. Mr. Cab was I think first and second in all the cycles here. So shout outs to Mr. Cab, Victress, Mollyman as well. We're strong here. And of course, shoutouts to Billy Mays and Magic K for participating. Billy himself had said like this isn't really like a game for him, but just that's like really what we do here. Is just like you give it a go anyways. You do it, you learn it, participate, have fun with it. Even if it's not like something that you're the best at, you still just give it a go and have a good time with it. So.
And weren't there a lot of people that took a pass this?
There were a few of our regulars, that even decided, like it's not for them, or they didn't have the time to, which, is perfectly fine. But it's understandable because, like I said, for me, like puzzle games are not my strong suit, and I don't particularly like to speedrun them. as fun as they might be casually. So I can truly understand that.
So I was
that
just
mindset.
asking that to give even more props to the people that did compete.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not their bailiwick. And hey, Billy Mays here. I think that means you have a newfound respect. You are now by definition a Tetris player.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, me too. Actually, I always I've seen a couple of Tetris streams before and some high-level Tetris play, and it's just kind of something that not that you take for granted, but you don't realize like how difficult it is because they make it look so easy, right? Like if you watch like Nubbins, Goody, Jonas, whatever you want to call him, stream his Tetris attempts, and it makes it look so easy. And even with like PMYA here, like he gets himself into some trouble, but easily gets himself out of it. And I call it trouble. It might not have even been trouble at all. You know what I mean? But they just make it look so easy. So until you've gotten your hands on some of these games, you just realize then like really like how difficult it is. So
right, it looks hard, and it's actually way harder.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than it actually looks. Yeah, exactly.
And that's a nice segue. Can I just post a link to the classic Tetris?
Yeah, for sure.
Chat. So it doesn't get me banned from the chat.
Oh, you want to? If you want to whisper it or send it to me in Discord, I'll post it over there.
I think it went through.
I didn't see it. No, I blocked it out.
Oh no, it got banned. Okay. Well, anyway, the name of the channel, guys, is Classic Tetris, and they're now cooperating with the Classic Tetris Monthly. And so every month there will be several events featuring some of the very, very best Tetris players in the world on that channel, tournaments and like pick-up games. And so if you want to see Tetris played at the highest level competitively, like not just one person streaming, there's plenty of that too if you can sort through all the Tetris 90, then definitely follow the Classic Tetris channel, and you see some of that when it goes live.
Do you want to send me the link and I can post it in here?
Oh yeah, sure.
While you're doing that though, I want to make sure that our runners do get recognized here. So here's a link to all their streams. Give them all a follow if you guys can, because these guys are amazing runners in their own rights. They come out here every month for the most part and race with us here too. They speed run their own things, so definitely give those guys a follow. I'm also gonna selfishly post a link to myself, but more notably for Mr. Precise here. I've known KylePrecise now for almost 3 years now. He was one of my early mentors in my first speed game, Mega Man 3. So he's an awesome.
Used to be getting scrub at Mega Man 3. Can you believe that? He's number 15 now.
Yeah, so definitely give KylePrecise a follow. He's always interesting, always good at what he's playing. He's playing Tetris at the moment himself, so if you're interested in more Tetris, definitely check him out. I do have the link here as well. Let's see if this works.
And while you're getting that link, I'll just say thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you to the RGR community for letting me hop on this commentary. Thank you to all the racers for showing up for this. And thank you to Tubes for whatever he did with the awesome layout. Tubes, I owe you some ramen noodles at a
apparently it was Victress who found it. Tubes brought it up, but thanks to all those guys who help out with RGR here. This was by far like one of the cleanest restreams we've had in a while. It was a lot of fun too. I like this format. But yeah, thanks again, Mr. Precise, for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Also, yeah, as Billy May said in chat there, thank you again for the tutorial that you made for us here too. It was certainly helpful.
It's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we do this every month. Anyone's welcome to join. Join our Discord there. Race with us, have fun with us, learn with us. Our next race, let me just check the calendar real quick, will be tentatively scheduled for Sunday, April 21st. So games will be announced Thursday the 11th, and then the winner of those games will be announced the following day on April 12th. So yeah, make sure you follow us on Discord, join us there, learn with us, follow all the runners once again, please, because these guys are awesome. And yeah, that should do it. Shout out to PMYA again for the victory. I will connect with you we'll get your prize sent out, and yeah, like I said, for our goal here, you know, like, we hope that the people who join us for the races will continue to join us. So if you have some games that you were interested in speedrunning at some point, any retro games, if you have 3 choices you want to give us, you know, definitely let us know. But I'll connect with you later. But I think that's all I have here. Shoutouts to, again, all of our guys here who competed here. It was a lot of fun. Any other words here, Mr. Precise, before we go?
Just PMYA, if you don't want to give Kyle your address, I'll just have him mail it to me, and then I'll give it to you the next time we meet up at the Portland World Championship in Tetris, okay? That sounds like a good plan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wait, what prize? I'll let you know in Discord, yeah. It was a last-minute surprise. Thanks again to BitVault, too, for making the awesome prize for us here. If you're curious to what it is, you can also join the Discord again. Should we show the prize? We'll show the prize one more time. Fine. We'll show it one more time. I'm going to post a link to BitVault's Twitter. Make sure you give him a follow on his YouTube and Twitter, too, because he's an awesome dude as well. But here's the link, so... Actually, let me see if I can just show this on stream really quick. I should be able to. Let's see. There we go. Whoa, that's huge. This is the prize for our winner here. Let's see. Whoops. So it is a custom cartridge for Tetris, made by the BitVault himself. It's beautiful. It's yours, PMI.
I love how the bumpy part of it is one color, and it's like a big black line.
Yeah. Yeah, BitVault's amazing, so thank you again to him for making that for us. Hey, there he is. He's right there. The BitVault.
Hey, BitVault!
Give him a follow, too. But... yeah, I waited till, like, just before the race to post it, because I didn't want to post it a couple days before, and then, like, just, like, you know... 20 of like your best Tetris runners just decide to join our race last minute, because you know, again, it's not what we're about. We're really more about like I think Victor said it best, like this wasn't a Tetris race, this was a community race for us. So but yeah, so thank you guys again, and yeah, I think that'll do it for us here.
Alright,
well, thank you guys, thank you Kyle again, and we'll see you guys next month.